Hey, what's up, guys? So, as you can see, I'm 1-1 here. This is the bracket, so Updog and Birdman get a rematch. That'll be interesting to see. So, I definitely want to jump in that stream. I'm at the bottom of the 1-1, and so I'm going against the Chaos, the C. And like I said, my opponent, he didn't attack me, and he didn't put in many attacks on Updog either, so I'm just wondering what's going on there. But Chaos, the C, he's 86 mil, well over 3.8 mil STP. This would be a good matchup. And here are my stats. So this is what I'm going to use on defense. I had a chance to chat with C-Row earlier today. He made a suggestion to move my Spider Side in room 3 and then put my X-Men team in room 6. And to go ahead and try Colossus in here over Phoenix. He said my Bishop was too big to accomplish what was needed to be done in room 3. And there may actually be more perks with running Colossus and Wolverine with this comp. Just because of what they'll all do on turn 1 ults here. So this will be interesting how this just plays out. But if nothing else, it's just still an X-Men team in 6 where, you know, Masters V will probably come in and knock it out. And I'm going to try my opponent from the first trial, his defense here. I was hoping to get the chance to see it from yesterday, but I didn't. So we'll just see how this goes. I talked to C-Row about some counters here on what could be used just in case I saw it again as some options. We came up with a couple of them. So it'll just be interesting to see what my opponent does here. I think going into this room with a full Superior 6 is a safe counter. I like the idea of Slayer being able to kill the Black Knight, and it's been pretty reliable, so I'm going to go with it here. The game plan for me is pretty consistent, just all in on the Black Knight until I get to the Slayer ult, and then I try to kill him. And if I can't kill him, then it's really about just taking a look at the rest of the team to see where they are and make the necessary adjustments to ward off any severe attacks that could take place before I am able to kill him. Superior 6 of Bishop is a tough defense, but I think if you go in with Apoc and Secret Defenders, it's a decent counter. Since Bishop is on this team, I'm just going to go right in with Hard Lights on Bishop and get some splash damage on Doc Ock. I am going to have to eat this Green Goblin ult, so you need a strong Secret Defender to survive this. And then it's about deciding who you want to target with the Apoc ult so you can stun them. I selected the Craven because what I wanted to do was go in and then delete the Green Goblin. That was the plan. I don't kill him, he's low, but I think I'm in good shape to shift my focus to the middle 3 and land my attack there. At this point, they're all pretty low, so I want to try to get back over to the Green Goblin as quick as possible to put the Black Cat stun on him. And what she does is she chains across, and she makes sure that they cannot revive. And that actually went much better than I thought it would. So at this point, it's just about cleaning up these 2 tunes and then moving on. So this is Juicy's counter here, and in my opinion, it's most efficient. You can find it on Sasquatch's counter sheet. It's the MSF counter sheet. So what I did different here than last time is I just went ahead and just focused in on the Skrull, because it looks like you're going to just take the Void Knight's ult no matter what you do. After I killed the Skrull, my thought was that the Void Knight would be the next primary target. Perhaps the Red Goblin is, but I think either way, whichever way you select it, you'll be fine. Updog created this counter. I'm not sure it's on the counter sheet yet, but if you're able to shift and move your Skrull hive mind offense, is very reliable. The key thing I want to point out in this particular battle is that you do want to stay away from the old man Logan as long as possible. In this battle, I chose to hit the old man Logan to see what would happen. Don't do that. My preferred counter for Infinity Watch is Pegasus, but you can use different versions of Eternals, especially with the Tangle Web, or in some cases, New Warriors. Since my Absorbing Man is on defense, I do like using the Zombie Juggernaut, as well as Doom, because this is room 6. I think the placement order is pretty key, so I like to have Doom next to Juggernaut, and then Titania, Moonstone, and Kang. Since this is room 6, what I noticed from a Jex video is to go ahead and put your ability block on the Forge. I think it helps play it out a little bit differently. On this particular one, I chose to use the Kang special on Dorm. You don't want to use the ult first turn. You do want to chip away at him, get him lower. So I hit Dorm with the special, and then after that, I think you can play it pretty much as normal as you would in any other room. So the results in, guys, and I was able to squeeze through. And so what this does for me, it lets me know that I'm better off at this stage with Skrull and the hive time on offense. And that's thanks to Updog for discovering this counter, because I'm using it on Mercs pretty reliably. So let's take a look at how my defense did. I was a little shocked to see him go in with the new Warriors here, but obviously it was a good play. It's a punch across. It worked out as well as it would have with a Pegasus or Eternals type comp. And so here, this is the Jex counter, and this is so extremely efficient that I just went ahead and said I got to change this. I'm going to show you guys so you can see how it's played, because if you have Kingpin, and I don't think you need him at 17 or 18, you can have a G16 Kingpin. I think it'll do the same thing. But the main thing is his pre-taunt summons, Nightcrawler will hit that, and then he should go in, most likely because the way Jex did it, he'll ability block the rogue, and that just kind of seals the deal. But let's see if this is how he played it. So you can see how well this counter works, and it makes me wonder if this counter can be used on the Mercs New War version. I don't know that I want to test it because I do have the Skrull Hive Mind on offense, but this combination could come in handy for some other counters as well, just having the Kingpin and the Zemo together. And so this is the Updog counter, and it looks like he did it pretty well. I'll play it for you guys just because I have the Quicksilver in here, so we can see if it's played a little bit differently or not than when you see it with Norm. As you can see, my opponent is very skilled. He has a very strong Secret Defenders, and obviously an out of time as well. But he worked this counter to perfection. I'm not sure there's much else you can do to speed this team up, make them faster than the Secret Defenders. But this was an excellent counter here. And overall, I think that any version of the Spider Society you put in on defense, this will probably work, with the exception of Black Knight and Room 4. And so I do like how this counter worked out. So I've got to give this some thought as to if I want to keep this one or if I want to go with the 3-piece unlimited version and maybe throw in the X23. But either way, I think both will do well. It's just that sometimes you don't want to break up what's working. But let's just take a look to see how this plays out. So I like this defense mostly because I think most guys are gonna feel like they need to take a Apoc and a Tangle Web version in here, even if it's just Weaver in big time. But at the end of the day, it serves its purpose. It's pulling a strong counter and it's sinking efficiency. And I'm really surprised at the results of this team, so I'm gonna keep running this one. Having an Absorber Man on this team really throws off the way the counter would have to work. For the most part, as you can see, it just drags down the efficiency. They're going to get beat, but being in the revive room, this old team works. I'm not suggesting anybody because you would have to build them really big in order for it to work, meaning like G18 level 100. But you could try them at lower levels to see how they do. But let's just take a look, see how this goes. As expected, Absorbing Man gets this team going. I didn't expect the results to be this good, but I got to give Up Dog a big thanks because originally I had Corvus in instead of Cole, and Up Dog said you'll probably do better pulling Corvus and putting in Cole, and I think that was a great call. So big thanks to Up Dog on this one, and I'm probably gonna run this to the end of the season because I don't see any reason to not have this team in there at this point. And so this team did as well as expected because it still pulled the Masters of Evil. Zero helped me put this one together, and he said basically that Gambit is a waste here, which probably he is. So we'll take a quick look at it, and most likely what I'll do is I'll adjust this as well as my room 2 and put Gambit and Rogue together doing something else to make for a tougher counter in another room. But let's just take a look at this one. And so Zero called it. I think for the most part, if they have to use a Masters of Evil on this team, and I take out Gambit, and they still have to use Masters of Evil here, or they select to, then that's a win for me because then I have B and C tunes in this room, and I'm pulling one of the premier Cosmic Crucible offensive teams. So I want to give a big thanks to Zero on this one. So that's it for this one, guys. I'll finish in the 2-1 bracket. Not quite sure where, maybe at the bottom because I had such a low score round one. But I don't know that matters a whole lot. And so I'll be interested to see if that puts me in the lower 300s. Okay, chat later, guys.